Welcome to Mr. and Mrs. English. Speak with confidence, learn with ease. Start your English journey today.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and instead of spotting a superhero, you just see a sleepy raccoon with coffee stains? Today, we're flipping that script.
I mean, that's basically my Tuesday face. Hi everyone, welcome back to Mr. and Mrs. English channel. I'm Emma. And with me is Daniel, who bravely admits his shirt and his coffee have a complicated relationship.
I do what I can. If you've ever wished you could be kinder to yourself, or just wished your inner critic had an off button, this episode is for you.
Here's the game plan. A little friendly banter, 5 practical tips for real-life self-love, a vocabulary section so you sound wise, and a listener challenge that's actually fun.
Ready for less self-judgment and more actual joy? Let's jump in, no yoga mat required.
Daniel, before we go deep, real talk. When was the last time you actually liked what you saw in the mirror?
You want honesty at 8 a.m.? Dangerous. But fine. Yesterday, I looked sharp in my blue shirt for exactly 30 seconds before I baptized it with coffee.
A true self-love story, brief, caffeinated, and a bit tragic. But those 30 seconds genuinely count, right?
Absolutely. It's about celebrating those tiny moments when you think, hey, not bad, even if life immediately throws you a laundry challenge.
Let's clear something up. Self-love isn't just about posting cute selfies or soaking in a bath with 15 candles, right?
Nope. Real self-love is what happens quietly inside you. It's what gets you through rough days and makes you, honestly, nicer to others, too.
And if you're listening, thinking, yeah, but I'm not there yet, good. This episode's for all of us who need that nudge.
Funny thing is, social media makes self-love look like buying yourself flowers and bam, you're healed.
I love flowers, but I've never solved my existential problems with a rose. Real self-love is about accepting all of who you are, messy bits and all.
It's basically treating yourself like you'd treat a good friend. You wouldn't call your friend a disaster for having bad hair, would you?
If you would, we need to talk about your friendship skills after the show.
Here comes tip 1. Stop treating yourself like the enemy. Most of us have an inner critic that's louder than a toddler with a megaphone.
Let me tell you, after I gave a work presentation, I obsessed over the 2 minutes I forgot a point instead of the 20 minutes I nailed it.
Classic. Meanwhile, everyone else probably remembers your jokes and not your 2-minute brain freeze.
Exactly. That inner critic loves to magnify our smallest mistakes and throw a party for them.
So, next time you mess up, ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? If not, don't say it to yourself. Simple, but not easy.
You deserve kindness, not a wrestling match with your own brain. Trying is already a win, no need for a gold medal.
Tip 2. Accept you're a work in progress. Picture a seed. Day 1. Nothing visible. Underground. Party central roots growing.
When I learned guitar, I sounded like a cat on a trampoline for months. But hey, seedlings don't become sequoias overnight.
Same with English. You don't compare a seed to a tree. You just water and cheer for that seed.
So, let yourself be in the middle of your story. You're allowed to be unfinished. If you were done, you'd be, well, a statue.
When you stop demanding perfection, you actually try more stuff. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to grow.
So, what are you growing right now? English, confidence, maybe a sourdough starter? Respect the process even if your bread doesn't rise.
Tip 3. Forgive yourself and let go of that emotional rock collection. Guilt doesn't erase mistakes. It just makes your back hurt metaphorically.
I once wrote a letter to myself to forgive a years-old friendship mistake. Didn't send it, just wrote it, folded it, and poof, felt lighter.
Maybe you don't write a letter, but you can say it out loud. That happened. I learned. I forgive myself. That's progress, not wizardry.
Tip 4. Build a real relationship with yourself. Sounds cheesy, but most of us know our favorite celebrity better than we know our own feelings.
After I started living alone, I realized I was scared of silence. I'd blast music at home so I didn't have to hear my own thoughts.
Getting to know yourself can start small. A quiet walk, a cup of tea, writing down what you notice about yourself, no fix needed.
Like, I'm funnier than I thought, or I secretly love 80s music. That's self-love too, and it beats pretending to like kale.
Tip 5, my favorite. Celebrate every small win. Why wait for the Nobel Prize to feel proud?
If you only celebrate at the finish line, you'll miss all the fun along the way. Every brick you lay today is progress even if you trip over it.
For English learners, understanding a tricky sentence or not apologizing mid-conversation, that's confetti-worthy.
Ask yourself each night, what did I do well? What did I try? What am I grateful for? Boom, you just won at being you.
Let's nerd out for a minute. 10 words to boost your self-love vocabulary, ready to sound deep and wise?
Here we go. Self-love, inner critic, self-worth, acceptance, vulnerable, compassion, forgiveness, boundaries, work in progress, affirmation.
Try using one today. Example, my inner critic doesn't pay rent, so it doesn't get to shout.
Or, I'm a work in progress, and that's a pretty good gig. Use them, own them, maybe tattoo one on your arm. Temporary, please.
This week's challenge, pick one vocabulary word and write a sentence with it in the comments. Which word hits home for you right now?
No pressure to write a novel. I showed compassion to myself today. Totally counts. Share it, we love reading them, and your brain loves hearing them.
Before we wrap, what's one kind thing you can say to yourself today? Seriously, just one. It could be as simple as, I showed up.
Write it in the comments or tell a friend. The more you say nice things, the more your brain starts to believe them. Science says so, probably with a fancy graph.
And if this helped, share it with someone who needs a self-love pep talk, even if it's just their dog listening in.
All right, let's recap our 3 biggest takeaways. First, your inner critic is not your life coach. Try kindness instead.
Second, you are a work in progress, not a failed project. Embrace the mess. Ignore the perfection police.
Third, small wins matter more than you think. Celebrate every one, even the ones that come with spilled coffee.
Your action step? Tonight, pause and name one small win you had today. Say it out loud or write it down. Self-love starts with noticing you're already enough.
Thanks for spending this time with us, and for being brave enough to try self-kindness. From all of us at this Mr. and Mrs. English podcast, keep growing and keep being gentle with yourself. Please do like, subscribe, and comment.
We'll see you next podcast of Mr. and Mrs. English. Until then, take care and avoid wearing white when drinking coffee.